All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. We've got some fantastic missions. I'm pretty excited, actually. Let me pull them up so you all can see them too. Pretty sure you want to see them.
All right, cool. So I will read them just so that everyone in chat can hear it because I don't know how big the text is there and everything. But I'll go over it with you folks. You folks can see the is it episode 8? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So that you folks can play along. All right. So there are 3 missions this time. There is I'll go through them each. So the first one is Westlakers don't recognize that missing people and an odd disease of the blood are heralds of something far more sinister, but the Legion annals have taught you otherwise. The last emperor was destroyed of the old empire was destroyed when practicing similar rites, which use sacrifice and blood drinking to grant power arcane and mundane. A high priest is doing dark rituals beneath his Gothic cathedral, using unwanted and unexpected passers through. So you are to assign specialists to that mission, 4 specialists to that mission, to go in and take care of this problem quietly. Now, you may not know this, but part of the way that this priest got this power is from a chalice that I believe some people recovered for him.
Yeah. I know what I'm doing.
You've been keeping your eyes on this, and you see the signs, right? Like you see people with this weird blood disease, and like, you know, the poor in the city are generally ignored by the majority of the populace, but the legionnaires know otherwise. Anyway, so that's one of the missions. If you do this mission, you get +2 morale, +2 supply, and 1 religious supplies. And if you do not do this mission, well, 2 legionnaires go missing. Nobody knows what happened to them. They might have just gotten. All right.
That sound is gonna haunt me.
Sorry. My vampires make delicious blood drinking noises.
Of course they
all
do.
right. The next mission is actually a religious mission. And I will point out that this mission also has favorite type mercy, which is what Alana's favorite type is. So you would get a tick on Alana. So Dr. Aurora Martico is a famed Orite medic that studied at the Ostaran academies in Barda. So like the Bartons actually are you know, educated, and they have cities with like academies and stuff in them too. But like the Orites generally are like technologically superior, but this person left and actually studied like Barton medicine, very famed person. Anyway, she's been here in the war tending to the wounded and the sick. She's basically like a healer type, right? But refugees tell you that she's pinned down by Render's troops at a holy site, guarded by her bodyguard, Akara Lazar. So two interesting facts here. One, mission rewards are obviously a medic and a heavy. And so
Nice.
yeah. So the medic is obviously this Barton medic. The heavy is her bodyguard. One funny fact is that if you care about it, the name Akara Lazar actually is from a kingdom that none of you are from. It's called Dar. It's a cursed, shadowy, broken land that nobody ever goes to, and it is generally like everybody believes it's hexed and bad luck. But apparently she has a bodyguard from there, so who knows? So anyway, yes, you would get a Dar heavy. If you fail this holy site is going to get destroyed by Render, and you do not know why, but Render will be able to augment his troops, and so you will gain +1 pressure and +1 time. So that's true facts about the mercy mission there. All right, next up, the final one is a supply mission. Actually, it does not have it doesn't have any favor attached to it. I made a boo boo there because I was copy pasting for speed. There we go, I fixed it. All right. A caravan of medicine from Carlsberg was ambushed on the road. Blighter may be gone, but the camp outside the city has become infected by her last present. You will need to acquire medical supplies and sell them at a tidy profit. And if you don't get them, it'll cost more to cure your troops because they are going to get sick. So the mission rewards are, whoops, those mission rewards are wrong. Again, I was rushing, I apologize. It's 3 supply is the mission rewards. And the downside is -1 supply otherwise.
All right.
Quartermaster, what's our supply at? I know
0.
It's
Goose egg.
Which is
So,
why Kels is getting mad.
If you have no supply, if you have 0 supply, and you need to lose supply, you instead lose 1 morale.
So here's what's happening. and we're
That's
just
actually
gonna.
not that bad.
That's actually.
It's not the
that
worst.
is that really it? That seems really easy. Wow. Okay.
It'll get worse if we don't have high morale, or if you had a
But we
bad
currently
mission.
have high morale.
Yeah, so
If
it's
you're-
not terrible currently,
Yes,
unless
if you
these
don't have
missions go
morale,
awful.
We do
Just
not
go
have
find
high
it.
morale.
We
So
should.
here's
Yeah, we do.
yeah, our
We
our
just
morale
fixed
went
that.
up. We
Oh,
just
because you
leveled
spent the
these.
supplies. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have
It's at
gained 4
10.
morale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a 10. My bad. Oh, that's right. I forgot. We cleared out the sheets and I just didn't update that part. I updated all the rest of the martial info. My bad.
So
All
here's
right,
what's
never mind.
happening.
Okay.
We're sending a single person on that special mission, and we're doing the religious mission as our primary.
All right, sounds good.
The one with the specialists, because we need more than 4 specialists. This is fucking ridiculous.
All right.
Sometimes, as the great philosopher Jagger once said, you can't always get what you want.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. So one more time, we're doing the religious mission and then the third mission.
Specialist mission. No, the first one. The first one and the second.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna. Okay.
All right. So I believe at this point we are going to talk to the marshal. Marshal, you're gonna have to declare who's going on what mission.
Right. I think our primary mission is going to be the second mission.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Right. So
Smart.
well, okay. So then I think Goat's gonna go on the non-essential or secondary mission, which
Okay.
means that I think Ram is definitely going on this mission.
We have to
What's-
send Gray in that case. Because Karia has a level 3 wound, and we can't send her on anything.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Karia needs to definitely heal. So
It's next
Let's
on
see
the
who-
list. Because
Gray-
I get to uncheck the
Yeah.
wounded box on my
Gray has level
mercy.
2 harm. Just so
That's-
we're all. No, I'm just so we're all aware. That's all.
Yeah. We
Not
have
for
to
any
send.
reason other than knowledge, because I checked my sheet.
Yeah, we have to send a wounded person, like a wounded person, most likely.
Legions
Um,
of Dire Straits.
Question:
happens?
what's the specialist requirement for a supply mission? I forget.
It's on the
A
marshal
supply?
sheet now.
it's
No.
officer, scout, or heavy.
Okay, yeah, then the officer would be the good call there.
So
It's
no, we should send our no. Based on what you just said, then we should send our wounded character. On
except we're going to get 0 dice if we do that.
If you
Like,
send the
literally
sniper,
zero
it's
dice.
not us. It's not a one of those.
If we
Yeah,
send a sniper, it's both not having a requirement for we're sending a sniper,
I think the
and we
officer
don't
should-
have, and that we're not sending 4 specialists. So that is like negative dice at that
Yeah.
point.
That's 0.
Where does it
Don't be
show
dramatic.
us what's required for what mission?
It's in the. I'm
It's on
looking
the
at it.
marshal's- It's on the new marshal sheet. It's next to each of the
Correct.
specialist names.
So
Yeah.
can I have a dumb idea, and then you guys can immediately shoot it down.
Sure.
Why don't we send the officer and then one of the injured specialists, and then have more rookies? Just do 2 and 2.
There are no
Oh, I
rookies
see
on
how
the
it's broken
specialist
down.
mission.
Okay.
Like the specialist mission does not have rookies on it.
It's
Like you
just-
cannot. It is just specialists.
Yeah.
If we was our primary, we'd be sending 4
Well,
specialists.
I meant for the primary.
for
Like
the
you
prime.
do 2 and 2.
Oh,
How do you know that?
It's just I remember the mission. It's not written up there. But
Yeah,
it's
I mentioned that part of this mission is that everybody has to play a specialist.
Yeah.
Because you're sending like an elite squad into this cathedral, and you're not sending an army.
Yeah. On the primary, it's just 2 specialists. I mean, we can only.
It
I
should
don't-
be in the write-up.
You
Yeah.
mean for the secondary? You can't send any recruits. Okay.
Yeah, on the
Sorry,
secondary
just
mission.
clarifying. Okay.
But yeah, so it definitely the right call to me is then go on the special mission
Mhm,
and send
mhm.
Ram and Gray Fading Wake, even though she's injured on the primary.
Could we? Well,
Wait.
Alexiev is injured.
Wait a minute.
But what about Farah
Oh.
is a little bit too, but Farah could also stand in.
So wait a
as
minute.
No,
If-
we still have to send a specialist. It's not like a stand-in like that, as far as I understand.
Hang
Like you,
Let Kelsa
You
have
know
it.
the primary?
Let's hear Kelsa's idea.
So for a religious, which is what this one that we're going to be going primary on is, it needs either an officer or a medic, and our medic became the commander, so he's off the table. If
Yes.
we send our medic, or if we send our officer on the secondary mission,
Yes,
then
but
we're
my
gonna be
plan
losing a
is
die.
my plan for this one is to spend an intel to counteract that. So we
Okay.
at
It's
least have
going
it.
to be the primary mission engagement.
How many intel do
Yeah.
we have?
Getting
Okay.
at.
Which we have 2 or 1
Okay.
now, but so we're going to need
Okay.
intel later. But I still think because it's like the position that are the thing in, I'm more comfortable having. It's not my call. It's the marshals. If you want to send Ram on the secondary, you can do that. But in my opinion, the call is send the officer on the special mission, the heavy
Yeah.
and the sniper on the primary mission,
Also-
and I'll spend intel to give us.
I can spend
That was
religious
my gut.
supplies also on the
Yeah.
primary.
So
okay.
yeah,
My objection is withdrawn.
Yeah, that Alice, that was my gut instinct was to send the officer on the secondary mission, anyways, and so I'm definitely inclined to follow that.
our engagement
just-
rules are going to be really shitty, but I'm confident in our. I'm hopeful. I should say I'm hopeful in our ability to overcome it on the primary mission.
I wanted to mention though, we have Alexniev as a scout as well with level 2 harm, and that
Oh
might actually be
shit!
able to stand in.
I forgot we have a scout now.
And yeah, we have a scout and a
I
soldier.
forgot. I mentioned it earlier before we left. The
And you
soldiers.
said
No.
Alexiev is injured?
Yes,
that
you're
doesn't-
salt and peppered.
That doesn't matter.
Sorry.
I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm not.
So
A level 2 doesn't harm if we send them on the primary mission. That means we can send both Goat and Ram on the primary and be perfectly fine, and have a scout on the supply mission.
yeah,
I mean, I
Uh,
think the sniper can still go. They don't have a lot of stress and they're only partially injured.
I would ideally have no injured people on a mission. This
Well,
when we
yeah,
don't have a
he
medic.
has no wounds on him.
So if like alternatively, we can bring the scout and the heavy on the primary and still send Goat. But I would, if preferable, never send a
Is Farah actually a soldier now?
Soldier.
It
yes, a soldier is not a specialist.
Okay. Interesting.
okay. So here's all right then.
But yeah,
I
can
think-
we? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you move them. Okay, I think Alexniev is actually going on the secondary mission as our specialist.
Cool.
We're sending Goat, and I think we need to send Ram to go against what's their name?
Render troops.
Render. Yeah, I think we need to show a display of force. While this is a religious mission, they're also besieged. We need a siege breaker, and we don't have any siege equipment. Our siege equipment is Ram. So
I think we should bring Farah on the primary too.
What we'll probably end up doing is moving Farah from Hyena
So-
to Vulture Squad and bringing Vulture Squad.
Yeah.
So I think we
least that'd be my
deliberated,
call.
but I think we have arrived at a final answer here.
Yep.
Josh.
Okay, so primary mission. Who's going?
One more time, it is Goat and Ram as our specialists, and then for our actual squad, I think we are going to send Hyena.
Can we
Farah?
actually send Vulture Squad and bring Farah into Vulture Squad, because both Red Flying
Options
Lotus.
incomplete. Hyena needs one more. If we want to
Uh,
bump Lotus up to Hyena, that's fine.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
do it that way.
I
Alright.
just yeah, that works. If we want to bring that's perfect.
All right, cool. So Hyena
Oh,
is
yeah.
going on primary. Who's going on secondary?
Alexiev, I think.
It's gonna
I
have to
mean-
be Jackal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we have any
don't
other
have a
option than
choice.
Jackal.
Wait, the whole point
No,
was the secondary question was that
no
there was
rookies go on
no
the-
rookies
on that
go
mission.
No, that. I'm sorry. Yes,
It's
you're right.
okay.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Just
Yeah,
Alexiev solo. If Alexiev wins this, they're a goddamn hero.
Yeah. Cool.
We may lose 2 rookies to roll 1 to 3.
Yeah,
All right,
no, we
Let's
yeah.
let's assemble our primary mission engagement roll here.
Yeah. Nothing's changed on the engagement roll, right?
No,
I
don't
mean,
think
I have the
Nope,
PDF.
I cleaned up some wording. That's all. You're good.
Okay, cool. All right, everybody, let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble. All right, continue.
Let me have the mission open just so I have everything available. Okay, cool.
I have faith in you, Eric.
All right, here we go.
Abilities.
So before every mission, we assemble engagement roll by asking the following questions. Is everyone on this mission oath sworn to the Legion? Yes.
Yes.
Cool. So we're taking a die. Commander, are you spending your intel to give us foresight and info?
No, because I'm saving it for the other mission.
Feels bad. Okay. Everyone on this mission is everyone on this mission a specialist or soldier? No. We have rookies. Leadership. Does any soldier distrust the leadership or fear them enough to, or not fear them enough to obey orders on the battlefield?
I think we're good with the squad
Not in
because
this
you also crit that like make amends roll like last session too. So
Yeah.
And then before we get to the special ones, parameters are any required specialists or equipment not on the mission.
I know you're good for this one.
yeah, we have an officer now.
We have officer for religious.
Yep.
I have the roll 20. Hold on. Okay. Now this was a religious mission. So on a religious mission, I need to ask for the following. Arcane, did the quartermaster send the religious supplies to ward and protect the soldiers? Quartermaster.
Yes.
Thank you,
Okay.
Quartermaster.
We take one extra die. So
The first
And
chance I've had a
also,
chance to
everybody
use.
on the mission is going to come equipped with reliquaries. Continue.
Nice.
Cool. Continuing on, corruption. Is any soldier starting with blight?
No.
Cool.
Oh, you might get some.
Yeah, awesome. So that means we are at
2 dice.
for this engagement roll. Once my roll 20 is back, I will be able to. Hold on. Why is this
before we make the engagement roll, Alice, as the commander, I technically should have asked you this before we assembled the engagement roll and before you chose primary and secondary. You get to ask, how many intel do you have currently?
1.
Cool. You get to ask 2 questions, one from the 0 intel chart and one from the 1 intel chart.
Cool. That's on let's
The
see.
commander sheet.
Missions, intel chart. So 1 0 1 1.
Mhm.
All right. So let's see. What are 2 approaches we could use? Nice. These are all really good. What's the highest threat we can expect on the primary?
3.
3. Okay. If you hold 1 intel, who's invested in this mission? Who's a challenge on this? What's the challenge on this mission? Whose troops we already know? What is the weakness of an elite we have encountered, and what might be a craving or instinct of the elite we have encountered? I guess we don't exactly know what elite it is. Oh, I guess those. Yeah, no, I see what you mean. I'm not really super curious about those, but I am curious on. Let's see, what's a challenge?
Usually if you can't decide on one, the first one is usually useful.
Yeah, I just wanted to read them and make sure. What's a challenge on this mission?
The holy site is distant from the Legion, which means that if people don't bring supplies, you're either going to have to hunt or starve.
Okay.
Okay, good to know. Wow, intel's awesome.
In that case, I might have actually said
And it's about to vanish, then you'll have 0 intel.
Actually, in that case, I actually might have said bring the scout, but it's okay. We'll just labor our rookies with a bunch of shit.
You can swap
officer might be able to
Ram
do
with the scout if you guys want, or the officer.
No, I was thinking maybe the officer could use channels or something to help us out.
Yeah, that also works.
Doable.
Yeah.
We good?
Right. So before I roll though,
Do any
one
of
more
these
matter.
have, home cooking.
Can you repeat that, Cal? So I was talking over you rudely. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying if any of the
no, we're one of you is gonna have to play Farah most likely, and the other needs to play Red Flying Lotus because she's really close to advancing, and neither have home cooking, so it's probably won't.
Right.
Okay.
We haven't decided who's playing you.
Yeah.
I never actually said that. I want to call Goat.
I would enjoy playing Ram. I didn't get to play Ram last time. I was sad about this.
Are you more invested in Red Flying Lotus or Farah, Ginge?
Emotionally,
I mean, I'll let you play whichever one you want, is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna let you pick. If you pick Red Flying Lotus, I'm also gonna let you pick the ability. My babies are still alive, so
Um,
I'm just kidding.
This is true. Whoever plays Red Flying
One's
Lotus
also a soldier. Yeah. So one's a soldier and one's a recruit. So choose wisely.
one. If you play Red Flying Lotus, you get to determine what she becomes when she
If
advances.
you're Farah, you have to be like a snooty bitch the whole time, though.
I'm really bad at being a snooty bitch, so I guess that leaves Farah to you.
I have resting bitch face, so I got it.
Okay, great. So I'll be Red Flying Lotus.
Okay.
Boop.
Rad.
Rad. Okay. I'm about to.
P.S. As per the new rules, Red Flying Lotus will become a soldier.
Oh.
Really? Okay.
Explain.
Good to know.
Soldiers
Why?
become specialists. All right.
Okay.
Let's do.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
That's
Wait,
good.
what?
I understand.
Red Flying Lotus will upgrade to a soldier. That is what she will become.
And then later we can have later when she next advances, she will become a specialist of our choice.
Okay, so it's recruit, then soldier, then specialist?
Yep, correct.
Before you just were a soldier?
Yep.
Yeah,
Before
or
you were
accept
able
officer.
to do anything.
Now
What
they
if you can't choose to stay a soldier? The only reason I ask is
You
then you
can't.
won't bring...
You can't
Just
you
never-
can just stay a soldier forever. The advancement from soldier is a special ability.
also you just
It's called
never have.
specialist training.
Yeah.
It's a new thing.
The reason I ask is because it would be nice to go on a mission and get that is everyone a soldier or a specialist?
Yeah.
Die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. If you guys had a full soldier squad,
Kelsey,
Yeah.
choose wisely. No, I'm just kidding.
Our other group.
Look,
Our other group finally has a full soldier squad. And we've actually had them for a bit.
usually you see a full soldier squad
We could
sometime
do this.
around Callisto.
We
Right.
actually got like a
Guys.
two before. Yeah.
My one last thing was this is a mercy mission, and what do we do with about mercy being that that's our chosen?
If we
fate?
can, if we,
experience,
if we,
So to give
we
you a
don't have to
little
worry
bit
about
of
anything right now.
perspective, whenever a mission has a favor, it means that your chosen is interested in it, and there are probably some supernatural elements to the whole thing. If you recall, what I said was that there is a holy site, and these people are pinned down at the holy site, and Render really wants something from it, which is going to bolster his troops and give him some sort of ability that you guys can't anticipate. So
Right.
probably when you guys are picking missions, right, like the commander's sitting in the tent, talking to the marshal and the quartermaster, Alana will probably walk in, point at the map, and say, here, and then probably just be quiet or walk out, because at that point she's like, the humans will take it.
if we succeed in the mission, we get a favor. Which, if we get 3, we get a specialist ability. We get not specialist, but we get a chosen ability. And I think this would be our third mercy.
Yeah,
So we get a.
we only have one mercy.
Oh, never mind.
Mercy is a favor type. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
we're not
Yeah.
gaining a mercy.
It doesn't.
No,
it doesn't
it's-
affect the roll at all.
yeah.
All right, I'm rolling the engagement roll.
Roll
Do it.
And while I'm doing that, I for some reason I kept thinking of like when our mercy or Lana shows in to the tent, they slide in like Kramer, and it's like, there,
Why?
and they just walk away. I have no idea.
All right.
3.
Yeah, that's about what I
Oh, there we
expected.
go. Welcome back to Band of Blades, everybody.
Oh, things end well.
Good thing I have bulwark now. Continue.
Starting in a desperate situation.
All right. So I'm gonna do like a little bit of a lead-in, and then
Yeah.
I'll let you folks. I'll tell you where it turns desperate, right? So everybody has their soldiers. There's new gear rules.
Yep.
So everyone should go and take a look at your appropriate thing. If you're a rookie, look at the rookie sheet. If you're a soldier, look at the soldier sheet. And we'll go over the gear rules real quick. So anybody want to volunteer to be my play-along person where I...
Sure.
All right, Kelsa, who are you playing?
I am playing Red Flying Lotus, a rookie.
Red Flying Lotus is a rookie. So what load is your rookie going to go on this long trek on?
Let's see. I mean, I think it's got to be normal.
All right, excellent. So, as a rookie, you get to start with Naive Hope, a memento of home, a soldier's kit, a musket and ammo, a family weapon, and you get a choice of tents and camping gear or a cooking kit and fresh food.
So you get to be like, if one rookie has tents, we all have tents. So if you want to be our tent rookie, you can do that, or you can be our cooking rookie.
Well, only one of us playing a rookie, so
No, we can send it on an NPC rookie. But if that
Right,
if
but-
that NPC rookie falls off a cliff, we have no tents.
Also, we're down a rookie.
And that's less important.
I think that I'll be the cooking rookie because I think we can survive without a tent longer than we can survive without food.
All right, cool. And then you get to choose from the utility items below. So you can choose any one of those things. It costs one of your picks per, like you get 2 picks. So if you want to bring Blackshot, it costs both your picks. And you start with a reliquary
Okay.
because religious supplies were spent, so everybody comes with a
right.
relic.
Does that count towards your 2 picks, or is that
No.
like
It's
nice?
free because the quartermaster did a thing.
Cool. Wanted to make sure.
Okay. What time of year is it?
At this point, since you're in the second clock, it is autumn.
Okay. So
Meaning okay in the morning, probably pretty cold at night.
I will point out that you currently do not have armor or a shield.
yeah, I was gonna say I think I'm gonna take armor. And what is supplies?
So supplies is this is really cool because I actually have all the items written up. Supplies. Dry food packed for travel. Not really appetizing unless cooked. Spend to feed a legionnaire for a day. Hope a rookie packed a cooking kit, otherwise it does not taste that great.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that's
Cool.
kind of important. So,
You can feed 5 people, which means that you're the rookie that also brought the food.
yep, I'm totally
Really
cool
5
with
people.
that.
Actually, with fresh food, you can feed people for like 2 days.
Mhm.
GG, rookie, you're taking care of the Legion. Goat, I would like to point out that this rookie brought delicious food.
Mm.
Commander gets coffee in the morning. All right. Cool. Is everyone else play along? Do you guys know how the load works now?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Any questions? Questions?
No,
So
I'm
one of
just
the things
double
that we did was we changed the load from being weight because it's less about like in Blades in the Dark, the load system is weight based or encumbrance based really, and what it's about is how much shit can you carry when you're like in a place and you're grabbing loot and throwing it in your pack. How much can you carry and still get out, right? Like that's what the game is about. But this is not a game about that. It's not about like how much can you haul, right? Like you folks have horses, you have like all sorts of other stuff. And this is more about what can the Legion afford to send you out with, because the Legion only has so many supplies, and the Quartermaster can't just give you everything willy-nilly. So the Quartermaster decides what they send on a mission, and then the rest is based on your gear. So you have a standard kit, right? Like soldiers come with standard military gear. You know what a heavy soldier looks like. And then they get like one little thing that they get to bring along with them. So
Cool.
there you go. Everyone ready?
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Why are there bubbles next to lantern?
Let me read you the description
Oil.
of Lantern. This is all explained in the equipment guide.
Well,
That
Lantern and
sounds
oil.
weird.
Yes, soldier, some missions are at night. This can be lidded and spend it when you refill or throw oil.
neat. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm going heavy because I'm a heavy.
All right. Bear in mind,
It is a trek.
that you
did
are
mention.
slow and loud.
Loud, I'm cool with. Slow.
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, cool. So what happens is you folks are actually not going to have you spend some time dodging a couple of the patrols. Like at this point, you're starting to realize that the pressure is growing. So like I'll give you two interesting tidbits that you discover as soldiers on the road to this monastery. The first one is that you actually see some of Blader's troops. They didn't just fall over. They're around, but they don't seem to have a lot of direction. You're not really sure what they're doing. So like they're pretty easy to avoid. You see like a pack of them in an area and they seem to be like listless. Some of them are just standing still. A couple of them are like eating the corpse of something old on the ground. They don't seem to have like a lot of direction and purpose. And you're not sure what that means, but you also don't see like a specific elite with them. So you're not sure if all of her troops just do nothing or if they're only active in certain areas. And you actually find a number of Render's troops, and it's actually quite concerning. Most of his troops at this point have like extra good gear, so like they have like additional plate and weapons on them, and they seem to be far more numerous. Like you spend like about half a day like rerouting and bypassing because there's extra squads between you and where you're going. So you realize that like Render's troops have been pushing up to the point where you're probably going to see an assault on the city in the not too distant future. And so like yeah, you guys are sort of like heading up the mountain passes, right? Like you're having some of the rookies like scout out, and like folks like disperse as you know, like you're going up, you find the right paths, you're double checking to make sure that you're heading in the right direction. And there comes a certain point where like you folks have to kind of hunker down, and you realize that there is a bit of a distance between where you are and this holy site. And this holy site is a basically like a church that was carved in the middle of a bunch of caves. And it's an Astaran holy site. It's definitely got like healing connotations and stuff. People would clamber up here in order to like heal wounds. There's supposed to be like some sort of relic or something here. You're not 100% sure. But what you realize is that before you can even see it, you run into Render's troops, and they are directly between you and this place. So how are you guys planning to get up there? Because there's a heck of a lot of troops here. Like we're not talking like there's 6. We're talking like this place is almost looking besieged.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. What type of troops do we see right now? Is it just Gaunt and a Heartless or 2, or is it like?
Well, when you first spot them, it's just Gaunt. You actually see a couple of people on horseback.
Okay.
So there seems to be cavalry and stuff here.
All right. So if the undead are sieging you, you have a significant disadvantage because they don't have to sleep or use a lot of supplies.
Or any.
So, but they do need something. They need, and I think you kind of telegraphed it with the remainder of the Blighter's forces. If we're going to break the siege, we need to break their quote unquote supplies. We need to take out the head.
Yeah.
We need to take down their controller, right?
The infamous that's here somewhere.
So,
or at least like a majority of like the Heartless or something. Because like even with as many troops as they have here, I doubt it's like that infamous is controlling all of them. So if like we killed like some of the heads of different packs, it might like disperse them enough that we can actually focus on the infamous.
It would be great if you had a sniper.
Yes, it would, but she's also
Right.
injured, so it might turn into a sort of bait them into fighting me in close range.
Yeah, we don't have a scout either.
So
We don't really have anyone who can sabotage.
I have a recommendation.
Listening.
If there's like a hill nearby or something, essentially, you order people to volley on troops until they get and like force them to come close to us. And like the horses are going to be slower running uphill. If they're running uphill, I'm much like I can just sit there with the tower shield. Like we sort of turn this into a backward siege. Like we just attrition
the siege.
Yeah,
but how do you attrition?
Essentially, we like pick a spot. We're on the outskirts. You order like the scouts to shoot. They see us and either ignore us, in which case we keep shooting until they die, or they have to send someone to deal with us, right? And then we just kind of keep marching forward as like that succeeds, if it succeeds.
Is there right? And I like
that
you
work. And I'll tell you why right now.
Okay.
You do not have as many bullets as there are undead here.
Noted.
That makes sense. We need to force. Yeah. So like, I think when you brought up a hill, you brought up something really important, Alice. Like there needs to be like we need to force. This can't just be like, you know, someone, you know, like you're like sitting on a bus and someone's like smacking the back of your head, right? Like we need to like get in their face and force the issue. Like we need to get like the attention.
We could just try to like potentially fight our way to the thing and just rush, like just don't turn around.
Right. Like, is so? I guess
In
what
which
I'm
case, I'm
asking.
dropping the goddamn tower shield.
The big problem that so I have not put you in the desperate position that you rolled as your engagement roll
Yeah.
yet, but there is no hill because this is like a
Yeah.
mountainside, so there's no like
Yeah.
convenient plains with like a hill or cops to defend, and also you're not 100% sure like what is their position, where is their commander. Somebody needs to scout that out. Right now you're
Yeah.
like, well, there's troops that direction and the
sending-
was that direction.
I think that's an excellent point. Send either what's Red Flying Lotus and Scout. Yeah, send Red Flying Lotus to Scout. I think
That's what I was getting to, is that we don't have enough. We need more information. Why don't we? Can we send Red Flying Lotus and someone else?
Yeah, we can send like
By standard Legion protocol.
yeah.
Before Red Flying Lotus does anything, the rookie power that she'd had previously no longer exists.
Oh, which one did she have?
She had the quick study, which if you roll a 6 on a risky or desperate, get extra XP.
Yeah, there's a different one that replaced it. I'm sorry.
There's
Hard
one
Knocks.
that's kind of similar, which is Hard Knocks.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
You can take a different one, I think. Like it's
Yeah,
or-
you can call if you don't want it, but
If
I
I
have to unclick Jack of all trades because I believe I used that.
that's fine.
What was that?
um
No, that wasn't there before. I just added that.
so yeah, like
Okay.
sending
That's
Red
what I was
Flying
gonna
Lotus
take.
to actually do the primary scout, and then Farah to protect her in case shit gets fucked is a good call.
Because I'm going to take Jack of all trades if I don't have to take the closest replacement, which would mean that she'd get 2 extra dots.
Yeah.
Could that bring something up to a 3 or no?
It has to be
Yeah.
0 to start.
Right. Okay. That is what it says. I got so excited about extra dots.
What's the special?
Still a rookie.
I still can't take the special because.
Oh,
it's
sorry,
for-
Doc.
Rookies don't have special abilities or like special stats.
Right.
What about discipline?
You can take discipline Consort's way.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Sure,
like
or-
as long as like just
Do
the
I put
special
it
one
to-
doesn't exist.
So do I take it from 0 to 2, or can I put 1 into each?
You have to.
It says
You have
main-
to-
2 additional dots at a level 0, so you have to put 1 into each.
Yeah, it's 1 and then
Okay.
1. You can't double up.
I'm just making sure. Bum 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 bum. Okay, so yeah, let's take a let's take a sway.
What if you don't take Jack of all trades?
It's fine. Like
If you can't find something that they need, is all I meant.
No, they do need it. I was just trying to figure out what I want.
it's resistance dice, like at worst case scenario, like
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
resistance dice.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go consort after all. Sway and consort done.
Cool.
Done and done.
So yeah, sending Farah and Lotus.
Sounds good. So I think go ahead, give me the scout roll. I still haven't put you in the desperate position. Technically, I should do it now, but it's cool. Let's do the scout roll. Usually, when you come up with a plan, that's when we'll anchor it up a notch.
So is
Lotus is the one actually doing the scouting. Like it can be
Okay.
a group action, or if you want it to, but it does not have to.
Lotus.
Yeah, it sounds to me just like an assist on Farah's
Okay.
part with
Okay.
Lotus leading.
Thank you.
4.
All right.
Why did you roll?
Why did I roll?
Yeah.
Because that's
Because
Oh,
that's
it's
Lotus?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yep, we're good.
Moving on.
So let's let me tell you. I'll tell you where you're at. I think you go out scouting and you discover that the path up to the temple
Mhm.
has been blocked off. And basically what it looks like is that people shoved a bunch of giant rocks down it until like the path was blocked up. and you see that the undead are like laboriously dragging like the rocks out, but periodically like the rocks will collapse and some of the undead will get pinned and the new ones come up and they start taking the rocks away, right? Like but for the most part like it seems like what the people in the temple are doing is they'll like roll a boulder down and like drop it on them periodically. So it's a question of like the people upstairs are trying to get big rocks from the mountainside, which is not always super effective, and like throw it down on them. And most of what's slowing them down, like the reason this thing hasn't been broken already, is because like there is a bunch of people there that can't easily get up to the temple. You imagine that once the path to the temple is clear enough, they're going to have no problem taking it over. Like they just outnumber whoever can be up there significantly. And you realize that there is actually a bunch of like people on black horses with heavy black armor that seem to be like standing there observing the whole thing. But and this is strange. You've seen these people in charge before. If you remember, the archer used to be like a human and like in command of Render's troops kind of thing. But they seem to be deferring to a figure. It's like an 8 or 9 foot tall dude has a giant black iron mask shaped like some sort of beast that like has horns coming out. And he has he's obviously a heartless, right? Like he's got like a hole in his chest, and then he's got like a head embedded in his chest on the other side. And like if you stare at him too long, you kind of hear these like weird whispers and susurrations. So like as you're scouting, you're kind of like checking this dude out, because like he's got like a bare chest and bare hands, right, and like this like long metal skirt, and has like this huge like Zweihander that he's like got in front of him, and he's like observing all of the undead that are moving things apart. And as you're like looking at him, like you start hearing this like weird like whispery kind of like speech somewhere in the back of your mind, and that's like when you see him like literally like he just like his head like immediately snaps to whoever is like observing him. And the two of you realize that he's noticed that there are people here that shouldn't.
You can resist that if you want to, but you don't have to.
I would like to resist that. Yeah.
It's not. Oh yeah.
So
God, I don't know why I'm thinking she's letting us continue.
You can't resist things.
Yeah.
You cannot resist the fact that he knows that you're there, but you could resist something like he may not know your exact position, he may not know how many of you there are, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I like him not knowing as much as he cannot know.
Cool. How do you resist this? Because this is a magical effect. So resolve is what I'm guessing, unless you have a better idea.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking resolve.
All right, cool. Good thing you have 2 dice in resolve now, eh?
Yeah. Sure enough. 3.
3 stress though.
Okay.
Cool. So the two of you can scramble back relatively safely and alert the others. Now, the undead are going to start milling about and deploying, but like they're not coming right for you. They're just preparing for an attack.
So
They know we're here.
our position right now is that like there's only one entrance that we are aware of to get to the temple, and it is being cleared out by undead.
Yep.
And
it's like up the mountainside a ways. There's like a sequence of caves, and you can actually see like some of the carvings and stuff on the walls. They made like little awesome looking bas reliefs and stuff like that. And yeah, there's a path that goes up this like cliffside, and it's not the kind of cliffside that you can climb. Like it's not. I mean, if you had appropriate climbing gear and good coordination, you might be able to climb it. So maybe you guys are able to climb it, like if you have somebody that wants to risk that, but it's going to be a couple of maneuver rolls to try and get up
maneuver rolls, and we have to get through the undead first.
No, you could. Well, yes.
Yeah.
But the undead apparently forgot their pitons and crampons, and this has got plenty enough problems. So like,
I mean, that sounds like the potential plan, right? Like we ambush the closest undead to that thing, and we try and get like we try that like risky scramble, like or risky maneuver.
I will point something out. You could get up there and you could even talk to these people, but be aware that coming back down and out is going to be then you are stuck behind enemy lines as well. Just bear that in mind.
Sure.
Surprise, you have to re-break the siege.
What's it called? I'm more confident in our ability to fight off the undead while like march like going forward, especially if we have the other like I guess we don't know like more people potentially up there to assist us. At least that's my recommendation to Goat, right? Like we can't theoretically like it's theoretically a lot harder to break the siege from this end. Am I crazy?
No, that sounds right.
So
We've already
like,
lost the essence of surprise. They know we're here.
well, then we don't have to surprise them. Amber, like they do not know exactly where they are, correct? Or we are correct?
I don't think so.
Then we kill whichever's closest, get our asses up there, and then we deal with getting back down when we have to.
I have to warn you, the majority of their troops are between you and that wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be that simple, but that's why they pay you guys the big bucks, not me.
Is there no other way around
You were the one looking around, is there?
until we were spotted?
Are you willing to risk being spotted again?
That Heartless really creeped me out.
They tend to do that.
Yeah, this one's bigger than others you've seen too. You don't know what is up with it, but somebody literally hollowed out a chunk of its chest and shoved somebody else's head in there.
Yeah, it had two heads. That was not right.
Go make a decision now.
Well, I'm vicious. We're going.
All right, rad. You folks prepare for an assault on an enemy that outnumbers you significantly.
All right.
This is why you have a heavy, though.
And I think.
I know, I'm joking. This is a bad idea.
All right, so like actually it's really interesting because when you guys attack, you see that huge figure, the figure with the skull in it, like rotates around to face you,
Mhm.
and you guys like hit them hard and actually like go straight through like a squad of like the armored like heavy dudes, and as you do that, you think to yourself for a split second, you're like, oh, we can do this. They haven't like fully rotated any of the elites into us or whatever, and you go through the second squad, and there's no rolls here. It's all fine. You guys are like kicking through, you like shove things out of the way, you're like cleaving a couple of people, everybody seems to be coordinated, and right as you're approaching the wall, you see the huge like Heartless, right, like just does this, and you see a squad of mounted soldiers, it's heavy cavalry with
Yep.
lances and horses, heavy barded horses,
Yep.
basically come straight at you, and you realize this is your desperate position. You are caught between them and the wall, and as the guys that have been fighting you part, they just come at you, outnumbering you with much better gear. So like, what do you guys do?
So here's the thing. I guess this isn't technically a consequence, but I'm defending them, so I don't know if bulwark applies here or not.
Yeah, so when they die, you can say, I would like to bulwark.
Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, I think the plan is I'm gonna get in front of the charge. I'm gonna pop War Machine for one, and I think I'm gonna pop an anchor too. And I'm gonna try and get most of them down before they like. Hopefully, Goat will like line them up in a line behind me, fire as they're incoming, like over my shoulders, and I'm gonna deal with them as they charge in.
Cool. They have 2 orders of scale on you. Just so you know.
Yeah, I am aware. That is why I'm both popping anchor and using War Machine.
Cool.
Mhm.
All right.
And
So-
2 orders. I have the squad backing me up. If I
Yeah,
pop
they're
anchor,
bigger
that's
than
still okay.
By 2 orders. This is what I said. There is a lot of them.
Nope, I understand. In that case, yeah, it's War Machine to reduce their threat level, and popping anchor to get an additional. So it's they're only beating me by 1.
Yep. So they're going to count as threat level 1. They're a large gang, is effectively. And, all right. Are you making the roll yourself? Well, actually, no. Technically, if the squad is backing you up, everyone's going to have to make rolls.
Cool.
Okay. What?
You're leading, clearly.
Yeah.
What kind of rule are we making?
Skirmish.
Skirmish.
Can't be anything else here.
Okay.
So yeah, they have scale on us by 1, but they're tier 1, and I'm in fine armor and such.
So you'll take less damage. Everybody else will still get hit by
Yeah.
an order of magnitude more. So everyone's going to take an extra level of wound.
But I do have bulwark, so potentially we'll be
You'll see
okay. Yeah.
So, this is desperate.
Yep.
Is it standard?
Actually, technically, it's well. Let me see here. So the majority of people are not your heavy, which means that you are effectively fighting as a tier 1 group against the tier 1 group. That would be standard, except that they outorder you in terms of magnitude, so you have limited effect.
Gotcha.
I should be at standard though, correct?
It doesn't matter. You're one
Okay.
person.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm using my push to go to standard, is what I'm saying.
It won't affect the engagement is too big. You're fighting like too many people at once.
Yeah.
It's a dominant factor.
I don't.
In that case, die then. That's just
Can
Otherwise, there wouldn't be a
spend our
roll. I
black
would say,
shot?
and you
Yeah.
won't die.
Can we spend our black shot to push the effect?
It's not. They're not undead.
Black shot because I don't know.
They're.
That was
they're-
not an option.
It is.
Everybody has the option. It's
I
a
did.
utility item
I
for
It's
brought
the
black shot.
utility thing.
Oh, right. Oh, that's right. That's how
Um,
it changed. Okay, never mind.
But again, they're not undead, so moot point there.
There are some undead mixed in. If
Yeah.
you have black shot, I would count it.
Yeah, I do. I can expend that.
Rad.
I would
So
rather expend black shot.
That'll bring it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd rather everyone expend their black shot to make this work. I have a problem that I don't actually have skirmish.
Then you're going to be rolling at 0 dice, and you're going to take 1 stress. It's not a problem.
Wait, in that case, if it's extending
could-
black shot as well as pushing for effect, is that still limited? Just so I know.
We'll see. It depends on
Okay.
your roll.
I like
That
I've rolled, so
How are you stressed at all, Ram?
I have 2 now.
So I'm rolling a 1 die skirmish.
Yep. Aaron's
Uh,
gonna have to answer
So
that.
are you okay?
yeah,
So you're
yeah,
okay
I
with me
am.
rolling 2 dice and you take the lowest.
Sure, it's fine. I have a
What did you say? Position and effect? Where? I'm sorry.
Desperate, limited.
5. I did pop anchor, by the way. That is a thing I
Cool.
already did. I will take that stress.
Sorry.
It's okay. I only took 1 from,
Yeah.
from-
Sorry.
All right,
Oh,
cool.
no, I did.
So
Okay,
on a 5, you all take level 4 harm. Everybody dies. That's the end.
bulwark.
Okay. You save some rookies.
how does bulwark work?
So essentially, I can expend it as special armor to defend people from consequences from the squad or for the squad.
Okay.
So rookies
So-
don't. Yeah.
So I need you to understand the scale of the fight here.
Yeah.
You are 7 people facing maybe like 50. It's not.
No,
There's a heavy cavalry charge followed by a heavy infantry crush, right?
Sure.
Which means that on a 5, y'all die. And so what you're saying is, I will die to protect my rookies. And so like you bring your shield up, it gets like 3 lances shoved through it, and they all collapse on you, and you're basically like killing yourself to try and keep the people
Sure.
behind you safe. So you take level 4 harm,
Okay.
and you die.
Armor.
Okay, so it's level 3 harm,
Armor again.
level 2 harm.
Resist.
Rad. That's prowess, straight up.
1.
1 stress. You take level 1 harm, cuts and bruises, right? Your armor is shot to shit.
Actually, no. I use shield.
Yeah, that would make more sense. So yeah, your
Shield.
shield is like broken, your armor is like pieces of it are missing and some of it's dented, but you're still standing inside that with the press of everyone on you. Cool. Rookies, you're safe. Your heavy has expended their
Which
remaining anchor to
I
save.
actually have 1 more. I have 3 anchor.
Oh, that's cool. And right now we're gonna go to the officer who also takes level 4 harm and dies.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 heavy armor and resist.
All right, give me a resistance roll. So that
Can I also spend shield?
You could send shield instead of armor if you want to.
Wait,
can
I can't.
spend both.
I can spend both.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm just saying if you
can
want to
do
take them.
armor, shield, resist, and come out with nothing.
Oh.
Um, yeah, that sounds amazing.
Do it.
Prowess, right? Not resolve.
Yep.
Okay. Whoo, boy.
It's your stress. So yeah, it's an ugly moment. You all should have died. And it's only because Ram is a war machine that you actually don't just die. Like Ram literally like shoves horses down, shield bashes others in the face, and Ram, what's your weapon? A maul, right?
It's a flail.
Red.
Flailing
so yeah,
shield.
you're just like laying about. So tell me, how do you keep these people?
Yeah,
Murder all of you outright.
I think what
Whoa.
happens, like the first thing that happens is like the lead person in the charge goes straight for her, like straight up gonna like try and trample her type deal with like
Yeah.
spear. And I think it's like the reason the tower shield gets thing is the like horse goes to like run over her, and she like it runs up the shield essentially, and she just kind of throws it to the side, and the shield just gets fucked. And so there's a knight and a horse that go over there, and then it's just a lot of like flail, like taking out horse legs and like grabbing the spears as like they come towards her and like butting them in the face with them and like knocking them off their horses and stuff like that.
Cool. Eric, since you're the other person who's not technically protected by Ram's expenditure of bulwark, what does your section of the fight look like? Tell me.
Boy, I
This
think
is
it's
the
a
first time we just see Goat be a badass instead of just an asshole.
yeah. Man, I just think it's just. I think it's one of those luck experiences where, you know, he was pretty much like there's no way he should have survived, just unscathed. It's just like one of those things where like if it's like a comic book, right, there's like just a pile of bodies and then like he just like throws them off of him and it's like his armor is just all ripped, gone, his shield's there, he's all bloodied and bruised, but just stands up like shining with like the banner still in his hands, you know. Like literally it's just like this pile, you can barely even see him.
How many do we take out at the end of that?
You don't take out that many. Like with limited effect, you kill like maybe half a dozen.
Okay.
But like that's not your objective.
No, I was just curious.
The wall.
I guess I was curious based on where scale still was and stuff. That's where I was curious.
Scale's almost identical. You guys did limited effect to them, but what I'm thinking is if you make another roll, you're going to get the remainder of the limited effect. But what it actually does is it breaks the assault, right? Like it's not about number of bodies.
Yeah.
That's not your goal. Your goal is to get to that wall and start going up it, right? Like,
Yep.
And so at this point, your backs are to the wall, but you can't just climb it because these people will just murder you. So you need to like break the charge and force them to like regroup, wheel.
It's going to be another War Machine anchor situation.
All right,
is what I think
is that what everyone's doing?
Actually, no, it might not be War Machine anchor because I don't think me popping anchor is enough to change scale here at all. It sounds like
it would be worse because then it's large against small.
Okay, I guess I'm debating between spending anchor for bulwark and spending anchor for this. I'm trying to determine which is worse.
Sometimes you got to roll the hard 6.
I guess, yeah. I think it depends on the role. I think spending anchor for the actual scale is more important because if I can still try and maybe defend at least some rookies depending on how stuff goes. So yeah. If you don't have skirmish die, you can just throw me an assist and don't participate.
No, that's not how it works. You're all in the skirmish. If you don't have a skirmish die, I tell you take level 4 harm.
In that case, would you mind leading?
I don't have a skirmish die.
Then yeah, you roll 2 dice and take the lowest, or push yourself to roll 1. Go. Do you mind, since you're free on stress, leading? Please.
Yeah, I mean, compared to you, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, all right. I mean, it makes sense. All right, I'm the one with the banner. I get everyone to me.
I mean, you shouldn't have any stress on you, right?
No, I don't have any stress.
Yeah.
All right, Red.
Yeah.
So Goat is leading.
Yeah. Wait, so here's a question for you. This is actually a niche case that's just showed up. That was a desperate roll.
Mm-hmm.
I mark experience as soon as that happens.
That's correct.
That pulls over my prowess to get a new tick.
Great.
Yeah, you can get
Does
a skirmish die.
does that come into play right now, or?
Yeah, it sure does. That's how it
You-
works.
Okay, I
learn
just
a
wanted to
bunch.
make sure. It's a random niche case. I just wanted to make sure.
Eric's like, do I get a skirmish die? I'm like, yes, Eric, you can
Yeah,
get
so now I'm not rolling the lowest. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Taking the
Good
lowest of
job.
the two dice raise.
desperate roll.
4. I cannot roll well.
Wow. All right.
I was banking on being rammed here and rolling 6s. Not happening.
If I
Wow.
push myself, I roll.
You can roll 1 die.
Yes.
So should I just put one into skirmish and then roll it and then take?
That's all right. I'd roll.
No,
a six.
roll
no,
when you
can
roll it. Ask
put
for a bonus die.
skirmish. It'll ask you if you have
Oh,
additional
a
dice.
bonus die at the end. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I also rolled a 6.
Don't you have lead from the front?
No, he doesn't.
Hey,
Oh.
Did you roll
yes,
risky?
I have tactician though. The most I could take is 2 stress from this, so I don't.
Oh,
care.
you should have been leading in the first place. Fuck.
Yeah, I know,
Alright.
but you were doing such a good job at it.
Desperate limited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just clicked risky.
It's okay.
I
Just
was
remember to mark
excited.
your experience.
I did.
Right.
So Eric,
Um,
you take 1 stress.
I'll take it.
All right, Rad.
But we got a 6. But it was still limited, right? So, but it might be the rest.
okay.
Of
Nobody dies. That's
Yeah.
the important thing. So Eric,
Yeah.
you break their assault. You lead them, and you get one of the 6s. So you break the assault with the assistance of Red Flying Lotus. Somehow the two of you are the anchors here. So like, Ram is obviously overwhelmed, right? Like Ram is trying to defend everybody and do all the things, and is like war machining and doing everything. But like, this is really hard, right? Like there's still like 30 dudes attacking you at the same time. So what do you do? What does this look like? Your like valiant stand here.
Right. So these are just all. Yeah, these are all like describe for these forces to me again one more time. Like they're not like undead, but like they're like
Mounted
what-
knights.
So
Just-
it's actually a mix of 2 units.
Yeah.
One of which is
Heavy
there is
infantry and
heavy
cavalry.
cavalry. Yeah, and heavy
Yeah.
infantry. The heavy infantry is basically people that look like they've had metal armor pieces like fused to their body. They've actually had like metal armor like burned and like screwed into their flesh. So they're actually somewhat resistant to blackshot because they have like big chunks
like-
of armor all over them.
So like this isn't like Hellraiser.
No,
Is it?
no, it's
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like a
Literally, I think someone put scalding hot metal and put it on their skin and
Yeah.
just
Pyramid head.
bolted it there.
Okay, more pyramid heady. Got it.
Well, pyramid
Got it.
heady. Yeah, definitely.
Or the
pyramid
guy from
heady.
Game of Thrones, the brother who got the golden crown.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like that.
Okay.
A lot like that.
All right.
Although it looks
Um,
like they're actually putting like actual metal plates as opposed to just like goops of metal. So yeah.
Right. Right.
But yeah, there's about I want to say like a dozen or more of these guys who are like pressing in, and they've got like big chopping weapons, and they have the kind of strength that like can bend steel. Like they're very strong. They're very dangerous in close combat. And in addition to that, they're actually acting as if they have tactics and like command structure, right? So like what happened is the 2 units of these gaunts that were attacking you parted, and in the middle of them, like at this point the assault is like kind of ground to a halt, but it's a unit of people that have black armor on. They have a sigil of like a black tree on a field of red, I think, and it's basically, they're called the Black Oak Knights. They're a famed Zemyati unit. They're living. Their horses are living, but it looks like their horses are fucked up. Like where they don't have armor on them, you actually see that they've cut like runes and stuff in them. And the few of these guys that you see, like it's obvious that they've like added spikes to their
Oh,
armor.
yeah.
They've got like skulls and shit on it, and like the ones like one of them doesn't have like armor on one hand and is like swinging this like massive warning star. You can see that they've like flayed their flesh and they've carved sigils into their like muscle mass. But they're
Jesus.
bleeding. They're juicy. They're not like dead. They're actively alive doing this to themselves. And so yeah, this is the unit that's hitting you. It's heavy cavalry and heavy infantry.
Right. Well, then the way we defeat them is we defeat their. I mean, I'm gonna go for we defeat their greatest strength, which to me was their cohesion. We demoralize them,
Okay.
and I think working with Red Flying Lotus here is like we pick off all their commanders like immediately. Like we find the biggest, baddest person, we take them out like easily, and we just make them like rout. Like
We
they
just find
and,
their
like-
heart. The one.
you spend so much time like describing how badass and like fearless these things are, and we hit that fearlessness head on. And
Well, I mean, some of them are undead. They literally can't feel fear. But
It's not
The
important.
ones that look like. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Lotus, you get a crack shot. I think what I'm hearing from Eric, and Eric, please embellish and
no, that's I was gonna be like, I'm like focus fire.
Right. I see like Eric like planting a banner in a dead body and like screaming for anybody with a weapon, kill that one, and like
Yeah.
Lotus is gonna have to make the shot. I don't know. Do you have a anything you do specially, or is it just pew pew? Dinge. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Kelsey,
yep, happened to me too.
yeah.
It's because
Ginge
Ginger's
is the iconic
played
player of both characters.
exactly. So I think there's definitely I can't even say hair flip because she's described as having a bald head. I think there's like some backflips involved. I don't know why. I think
Okay. All right.
like dodging, like take a shot, dodge something, like then like do like a backflip kick into somebody's face, like planting the gun on the ground as I flip over it, and then picking it back up and picking off the next one that Goat points at.
Cool. Yeah. So I think you shoot a couple of those Black Oak Knights. You know, you hear the rattle. Like one of them is like helmetless, and they have like some sigils carved into their face, and like they've sharpened their teeth or something. You're not sure, but anyway, like that person is like holding out a weapon, pointing at you, and like yelling for everyone to attack, and then their head just explodes, right?
Yeah.
And so like after this happens, the undead mill about for a split second, and then you're gonna get a breather. So like you manage to shove them aside, and at this point like Ram is able to like keep some of the like armored dudes like just by shoving them back away from the troops. You have like maybe 10-20 seconds like while they reorganize and like reform and like reassemble into like an attack formation, right? Which is when you see the like huge like 8-foot plus like the armored bare chested with a skull in one, or with the head in one chest dude, like he actually like shifts, and like you actually see like the undead kind of like flinch, and he starts like walking towards like the battle area. So he'll get to you in a little bit, but you've got like a minute or two. This is not a fast unit, so you have a breather for a second. You've mostly fought them off. There's still a couple attacking you, but it's like 5 or so, and you're able to like keep them at bay. What do you guys do?
Marshal our way up the fucking cliff is what
Yep.
it sounds like.
All right, rad.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
sounds like a group scramble.
Yeah.
Groups cramp. I mean, yeah.
Group
You mean
maneuver,
maneuver.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maneuver.
I
know, I know.
S&V has scramble.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel yeah.
Do you
I don't know.
still cool leading?
Can I make a case for it being Marshall?
Sure, but that only helps our. I said Marshall, but like that only helps the rookies.
You can actually. You can make a case that the soldiers and the rookies go up the cliff, and and Ram are holding the rear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, like, Goat and Ram have like literally shown themselves what they're. I mean, I don't want to knock on Red Flying Lotus at this at all, right? But like, you know, if there was any doubt to this squad about like, oh, why should we listen to these these people?
Because
like,
they're nuts.
We made a pretty strong case that we're fucking crazy, but we get the job done.
For sure.
I would love that this like our leadership is why it's Marshall.
Cool.
And, like,
So
this banner
go
has not fallen.
Do you
So
get?
are we rolling Marshall or we're rolling discipline?
No, you're not rolling.
actually,
You said
Eric's
group.
gonna roll Marshall. The
Okay.
rookies and the soldier are gonna make their way up the cliff. I think we're gonna go and see what's happening up there in a second, and then we'll zoom back down and figure out how Eric and Ram, or how Goat and Ram, get out of this crush.
I can push one more time, and that's it. So
You don't have to necessarily fight. You just need to do something like standing there. It's gonna be 2v whatever the assault is reformed as.
Can't I?
Can't you
Right.
just-
So like, are you straining about helping me right now, Ram?
no, I'm like fucking
mean-
Ram will die beside you. Always will.
Goat.
Is this risky
Um,
standard?
So Goat. I mean, didn't you hear about how this was a a mountain monastery, so you used your channels to get us some grappling hooks and rope before you left?
Don't you have soldiers kits? Like, didn't you just like that's?
No, those are climbing kits.
Climbing
Oh,
kits
okay.
are
Sorry, climbing
different.
kits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
The shaving cream and 1 day of rations in the soldier's kit will not help you scale the mountain, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do we need that at this point? I feel like
It would certainly allow for the two of you to climb faster if they anchor ropes up there.
Yeah.
But as
If
it
they
stands, you're-
anchor ropes, well, if you marshal them to do that, and then we have fictional positioning to have ropes, so we're not climbing barehanded, so we can get up there faster.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
essentially
yeah.
giving them shit to help us.
Yeah. It basically helps everybody.
Well, it's not going to come into effect for the marshal, so it doesn't actually help you like get up faster. I don't think.
it will come into effect.
that would be pretty. All right. No, I know. Obviously, I was keeping the grappling hooks behind the banner, and
Okay.
so like I grab like off the hook of one of the grappling hooks, throw it to one side of
Cool.
the rooks, and then
You're
throw
gonna
it.
have to spend 1 channels,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
and you're
I
gonna have
spent.
to roll your consort.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I roll.
Gotta talk to that rock
This-
climbing
this-
enthusiast.
this is a
in Westlake.
flashback. You're talking
Yeah.
to quartermaster, trying to eke out some climbing kits.
Standard. Yeah, I describe how the intel says we're gonna need this for a mountain not sanctuary, but sanctum, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Position
no.
and effect don't really matter here, right? It's
No,
more just
it's
No, it's a
yeah.
quiet-
That's
no,
right. I thought so. Okay.
Fortune roll.
5.
Cool.
Five.
Everyone has regular climbing kits, so nothing super fancy in them, nothing really unexpected, but everybody just has climbing kits.
Yeah,
Cool.
here you
Right.
go. 1 climbing kit per person.
Cool. Yep. I set my channel for it.
So Marshall now, and don't you have the banner so you get bonus to Marshall and stuff?
Well,
Nope.
that's but that would be like an effect, but I think we don't really need to worry about that right now. Risky standard again. It's more like a fortune roll, I think. Oh, another 5. So what's the cost?
Well, the cost is that you and Ram are going to have to do some combat here. So the rooks and the soldiers, so Farah and Red Flying Lotus and the rest of the squad make it to the top. Come here, kitten. Sorry, my cat's trying to get to the bed, but I have my mug between her. 1 second. There you go.
Hello, you kitty, because you're a
All right.
kitty.
So they're gonna make it up there, but you and Ram are going to get hit. So I'm just gonna say that you guys are gonna take some harm.
Harm or combat?
No, it's straight up harm.
Okay.
So this is risky. So you're just gonna take level 2 harm, both of you.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna pop that armor this time. Pop tower shield last time, so
Yep. So you take level 1 harm.
it's fine. So both.
You can't bowl.
Mine
with
is
me,
not
right?
extra level.
Oh,
so it's
not
level
fine.
1
Sorry,
harm.
it's heavy plate. Is what I meant.
I don't have any armor left, so
Yeah,
like
you spent an armor and a shield last time.
Oh, I thought the tower shield counted as 2.
No, nothing.
Oh, then yeah, I'll take.
Armor
I'll
has
take
armor
level.
and heavy, and that's the only thing.
I know. I for some reason I thought the
You have 1
tower
armor
shield.
left, so you're at level 1 harm. Great.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
yeah, I have no armor left, so I'm at level 2.
Yep.
Quick,
Yeah, I'm gonna resist.
That's a good idea.
quick question.
Go ahead.
No,
Give me
I was
a
just.
prowess resist.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. Before I rolled it, I'm just thinking like, what? There's no way I can make this a resolve resist, is there?
No, it's you're
It's
you're
combat.
being hit.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Old blades. Old blades. You could have. One.
Mm.
Oh, I freaked out. I was like, that's wrong. Why did I roll 3 dice? I rolled 2 dice, but I forgot fucking new skirmish
Skirmish.
dot. Skirmish dot.
That's right.
Thanks,
Comes
skirmish
with
dot. Give me that extra stress. That's fine.
Sweet,
And I
sweet
get level
stress,
1.
right? So 1
yeah.
stress. Yeah. So
Was this banged up, stabbed, cut? Banged
yeah,
up?
just banged up actually, because like you're parrying and they're like shoving into you, and like you take a
It's
hit,
fucking-
and then like there's like a cut where your armor used to be, but you're
There's a
fine.
fucking hole in the banner now.
Yeah, it's true.
Of course,
Uh,
there's like a lance went through the banner, or like some arrows or
So
something.
That's the
this
worst.
is around the time that we get that iconic shot, right? Like you with the banner, like parrying blows, and like Rams like left and right, like swinging, trying to keep these people off of you, and you just like you get that aerial shot from above where like the undead are pressing into you like in a semicircle, about to crush you against the mountainside.
Oh yeah, from like a drone shot. Yeah,
exactly.
Totally, 100%.
And we're gonna go to the top of the hill. So Farah, you're actually the corporal for the squad, so you're technically in charge while the commander's down there. The two of you make it to the top of the hill. What's the plan here?
She's gonna take a look around first as everyone else is finishing climbing up, just to see, what they're up against. If there's anyone up here, we got past the barricade, so there shouldn't be any enemies that we.
I mean, like they can't be.
Yeah, there are not. As a matter of fact, you see a couple of people like run out of the temple, and like there is a woman that has like pure white skin, like, and I'm not talking like Caucasian, I'm talking like white, like ghostly white, like bleached, and white hair and these like red eyes, and she's in this like really dark black armor. She's like obviously got like this like massive armor with these like strange faces and stuff that are made into it, and she is barking out orders at everyone. So like you see a couple of people, some of them are just like enclosed, they've got like pitchforks and stuff, and they're like running towards like where you guys are coming up over the wall. And when they realize that you're human and like able to talk and stuff and like dressed like people, they like stop and look at her, and she's like, of course they're people, like, and she has this like really harsh, strange accent. So what do you do?
Farrah's gonna just kind of low put her hands up when she sees them coming towards them, and just kind of like, there's more down there, just calm down a little, we gotta get our heads together. Do you have anyone that can fight?
Yes, but there is an army below, says like the woman in black armor.
We've already killed half of them. Don't I say we? They've killed half of them. They're killing more. They'll be up here soon. They'll probably kill more before they come up here. So don't worry about that. If you have people who can fight, just kind of make a defensive perimeter. We'll stand next to you. We'll watch the other way. And then she turns around to the rookies and she's like, "Come on, get up here."
Awesome. So I think you guys actually get a bunch of rookies up. This woman barks orders into the temple, and like you actually see more people running out. Not all of them look like soldiers. Most of them look like pilgrims or refugees or like priests. Like it's pretty obvious that what you've got is a ragtag bunch of people that have a kind of like a scattershot defense. Like this woman in this armor is probably the only true warrior among them. So like they all come and like as you guys are like, people are crawling up and cresting over the hill, she kind of like walks to the ledge and like peers over and it sees like the troops like about to pin Ram and Goat, and goes, "It's not looking so good for your people."
Farrah's gonna go up on the ledge next to her and get down on her knees and provide cover fire from the top.
Oh, rad. So that sounds like an assist is going to be happening here.
I think that Lotus has been like, while they were while Farah was talking with this woman and everyone was getting organized, she's like just taken the ropes and like found a place for them to get tied off to snake those down to them.
Oh, okay. You're dropping ropes for the two remaining down there.
Yeah.
All right. So Goat and Ram, there is going to be cover fire here in a second. Yep. What is the plan with the two of you?
Get the fuck up the rope. Like, I mean, so like the actual plan is I like bark at Goat to go, and then I'm gonna wait for the last possible second, and like when they're like out of harm's way, and go up behind.
Okay. Good news, Goat. Well, actually, not good news. I heard that you had heavy armor, which means that you were in heavy load. Is that correct?
I was in heavy load.
Yeah, both of you are in heavy load. So these
not anymore
are going to be just because it's damaged doesn't mean you're not. These heavy load means that these scramble rolls are going to be limited effect.
My question is, if I've actually like straight up fictionally dropped what was putting me at heavy, like the wrecking tools and
still at heavy load. You're still got your gear, you've got weapons. If you want to drop everything and take the time to take off the remainder of your plate, yeah,
sure.
I'll totally do that. But unfortunately, this is not a condition where you can do that. You can do that.
Yeah.
I guess it just I guess I assumed that it was like the actual items in the checkbox are what are making you heavy,
No.
rather than
No,
That
this is stuff that you were issued. This is the difference between a soldier who has on like a jerkin and is carrying like one
No,
weapon and a shield.
I
versus
understand.
somebody who's like in armor with like gear.
So,
prepared for war.
well, if we take the time when we get up there to drop from heavy to normal, we can do that. I see.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Limit effect should be okay here.
I
So
assist
here's the
with the
problem.
cover fire.
Yeah,
Yep,
that doesn't
the
help
cover
the
fire will
effect
assist.
though.
So here's the thing. This sounds like one of two things. Either you can make a skirmish roll to set Eric up, and then Eric will get a scramble or a regular effect.
Yeah.
Or both of you can give me a desperate scramble, and we'll see how it goes.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna do that one. I think I'm gonna do the first. I think I'm setting up ghosts or goats.
Rad. Why don't you give me a desperate skirmish here?
Yep.
Skirmish or maneuver?
The setup is the skirmish.
It's a
setup is
desperate.
Okay.
I keep saying scramble. I'm gonna burn that out of my head. It's a desperate skirmish to set you up. In which case, you're gonna have standard effect because you've got a rope, and you'll have cover fire, and play like trying to save you.
I mean, like I'm gonna push myself one last time and just hope this all works. Push myself. I'm gonna reduce the threat level of all of them again. I'm going to use that assist die I was given because please God, I want to get out of here alive.
Well, this is not saving you. This is only setting up Eric.
I know that's what like. If I still fail this roll though, I'm still like it's still the consequences are still poor and like not in my favor is what I'm saying. Risky standard or desperate standard you said?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna just do 2 dice then, one for my push and one for the my push.
Your skirmish should be much higher than that.
No, I have 3 skirmish and then 2 dice.
You said 2 dice. I was like,
yeah, it's 2 dice for 2 bonus dice. 6. Jeez, that last dice.
So
thank you last
Fira
time.
saves your life. You're about to take a heck of a lot of harm. So yeah, that assist was all that clinched it. All your pushes and everything else would have allowed Eric to go, but wouldn't have saved your life. You would have died. So Farah, who is it that you shoot that Ram was gonna get like murdered by?
I imagine it's one of the faster little ones that are trying to scramble after seeing like a slow target. You know, Ram turns around and is like, go ahead, and is like going to provide cover, but doesn't see one of the quicker little guys on all fours running
one
after.
One of the hounds, like the little chewy guys with the chains on them.
Yeah, so this lady looks down, doesn't look good for your friends, and then sees like the head fly off one of them. She's like, they're fine.
Like one gets shot, Ram's holding like the other flank, and it's like fucking yeah.
Does Ram look up?
No, Ram's not giving. No, not even doesn't even flinch.
Oh my god.
Farah doesn't know that you didn't see it and is using the other hand to wave. Because she doesn't need both hands to hold the gun. She's a dual wielder. But she only pulled out one, and she's just like.
Rad. All right, Goat, you want to give me that scramble? I have to tell you, I think it's actually only risky right now.
It's maneuver though.
It is.
All right.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Push my.
Can I take 2 stress and help?
You can take 1 stress and help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pushing
take 1
is
stress.
One, yeah.
All right. Me?
I would love that.
Yeah, how
I've
would you
won.
do that? You've only taken 1? Okay.
I'm gonna push myself as well. I'm gonna push myself, so I'm gonna get.
Take your stress.
Are you going to help me?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot.
Cool.
Again.
So I got 3 dice.
Cool.
Do it.
Do it.
So 2 bonus dice. 5.
Super cool.
Okay.
So,
Only risky.
I think you're gonna make it to the top.
Yeah.
But
I get shot.
Something like that. I think the huge dude kind of reaches the outer edge of where these things are.
This thing Balrog me.
Yeah, it kind of does. Like essentially, you like there are people between him and where Ram is, and without hesitating, you just see him like rotate and slash like multiple times with that like huge sword of his, and like people are like falling apart and away from him. And when he sees you like halfway up the hill, he just reverses that sword and like plants it in the ground and reaches behind him. And he has these like long, to him they're javelins. To you, they're basically like ballistic bolts.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And just like cocks his hand back, and then like lets it fly at mad speed. Now the thing is that if this thing actually hit you, you would have just died. But like it hits the rock side next to you, and there is an explosion, and you almost go tumbling down, and like rocks like fly past you and cut you up. So I'm gonna say that you're going to take level 2 harm. You're just gonna be like battered, like a massive rock like hits your shoulder, and like you're gonna have like a huge bruise. It's
yeah, but it looked worse than what it was, Strash.
It sure did. It sure did. How tough is Goat?
Fucking, I'm made of metal.
Yeah, you are.
Boy, so part of I want a gun for this to be resolved, but it totally is probably prowess.
It's still prowess. It's always prowess.
I mean that firm like look like, you know, from the perspective of yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. I was trying to make a case like
doesn't work that way. It just doesn't.
Like me holding on with one hand on like a precipice, then before pulling myself up being resolved. But now it's just your prowess. That's fine.
It's a save. It's like a
deck save.
Yeah, kind of. But I forget what they were. My brain is now failing.
Fortitude, will,
dexterity,
reflex.
You guys are all quoting third ed. My brain is still on original OD&D.
So is it a scramble save?
Scrambled.
Just give me a prowess resist.
The only thing I can think
Jackal.
of.
4.
All right,
Okay.
so it's stress. If you have like rod staff wands and you're getting hit by a rod staff wand,
I was
that's the test.
definitely thinking rod staff wands.
Okay.
It's not death. It's was it paralyzation, poison? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oof. Yeah. So y'all, I'm at 6 stress.
I'm at 8.
Squeak.
I have a trauma, so
I do too.
Do anything else right now?
You can lead an action and use your other channels to absorb all the stress. Just saying.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so I can do that one time.
Secret hacks. Tactics is a great power.
Can I lead a group shoot?
Don't lead a group shoot. Set me up, please. I need.
Well, I was gonna say to
Can
get you up the rope.
That's not a group.
Yeah, actually, I mean, it'll be desperate.
Can I was gonna say, to help you get up the rope, can I, like, instead of participating in this group shoot, even though I'm pretty good at shoot, but just be like, couldn't we just like be pulling the rope up with Ram on it?
Pull a Gimli and Aragorn.
The way Farah sees it, they're real heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the armor. It's not the person. It's the 2 people coming up a rope. Farah's like, I'm a dainty lady. I don't think I'm pulling anybody up a rope. I can shoot real good.
I'll tell you what, Kelsa, if you want to spend a stress to assist either one of these, yes, you can.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Farah is going to order the rookies into a shoot formation and basically like plow bullets down below until Ram is safe, right? And you're pulling Ram up, so that works too. But the reason you're able to pull Ram up is because once you start trying to do that, I don't know, how big is Red Flying Lotus?
She's not.
No,
she's like scrawny, like 5'6", and like she's strong in her own right, but she's not a ram.
You're giving it your all.
There's a bunch of rookies too helping.
You're trying to lift Ram, and the like for a split second you see this like massive black gauntleted hand come down and like grab it.
Yes.
And the weird white haired woman is basically gonna like plow her, and you realize that she's got some crazy amount of strength in her. Like she's way stronger than she should be.
Ram and this girl need to have a drink.
She's a war machine.
Farah looks over and sees Lotus like, and then sees whoop, like it's nothing just behind her. And Lotus is like, I got this.
Yeah.
Ram and this girl need to have a drink.
Rad. So I'm gonna say that Ram, you're just gonna be mostly holding on to the rope and like swinging your feet as fast as you can, but you're gonna take damage based on how well these people roll some shoot.
Oh,
that fair?
that's.
I'm gonna push myself,
Excellent.
and I got this.
Are you leading this action? All right, so you're gonna roll, and also we're gonna have a stand-in rookie, which is going to be Kelsa. Kelsa is going to roll for the rookies a shoot.
Okay.
All right.
So it's risky standard,
risky standard.
and then the +1 because I pushed myself.
You should also get another +1 because of
The
Yes,
setup.
the setup.
Roll another die.
Well,
So here's the good news: you're gonna get Ram up in one piece. Here's the bad news: Ram, you're taking level 2 harm.
Okay, I'm not resisting that because I'm not an idiot. I would die.
Please don't die.
I think they have a medic. I don't like character know that, but I know that, so I'm okay taking level 2 harm.
Well,
I think what ends up happening is like you see one of those. We see those javelins, right?
You see the big dude like preps another javelin to throw, and then like considers the height and considers you going up it, and then turns around and hurtles that javelin into the boulder pile.
Yeah, that's what I was about
bunch
to
of them,
say. Like
scatter and
rather than it like hitting me, it like hits right above me, and just shards of rock come falling down, and like one just like knocks me like straight in the eye as I was being pulled out, like looking up.
oh,
Yeah.
ouch.
rad. So I think that's it. You folks are at the top. You're near the temple, and there's a whole bunch of undead between you and the safety of the Legion and the walls of the city. So what do you want to do? Like everyone's there now. Like you're all alive.
I think Farah's gonna look to the specialists, the people who are more well equipped to this, and just go. Should we kill the rest of them? Because they're
You're
gonna
right.
keep clearing.
You're an idiot, is what Ram says. But like not like an actual like fuck you, more like god damn it. She's tired and more like venting kind of.
Yeah. Farah will
and-
be like, noted. Can we? They're gonna get up here regardless of what we want to do.
I think you also see like Ram spot the guy at the back, and she flips him off, and then gets up, and then it's just like, for now we get into the temple. They're not going to be able to get up here anytime soon.
Would you like me to keep watch?
No point. Don't want you taking a straight javelin to the head
I don't mean over the edge.
if you feel like it.
I do. I'd rather not get stabbed in the back. Rather get stabbed in the front.
Smart.
We're not stabbed at all.
Yeah, I'm with the not stabbed at all plan, personally.
You see Ram like covered in minor stab wounds.
You don't look so great.
Goat, you're alive and awake as well, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's totally fine. I think the white-haired woman is watching all of you talking and actually assumes that like Ram is in command because that's what this conversation sounds like. So she rotates and kind of looks at Ram and says, "So which brilliant military tactician sent you over here only to be captured in the siege behind enemy lines with us? Unless you've shown up with a brilliant plan."
Gets up, is like cracks neck. I guess who did technically send us? I guess this is a mission for Alana, so she might just straight up say that and be like, Alana, and then starts walking to the...
What's an Alana? She walks behind you.
Farah's
Nice.
gonna pull a med kit out of her bag
Oh, you have
And-
medkits? Oh my god,
Yeah.
you're brilliant!
and just holds it and is looking at Ram like,
So remind me
Got
what
off on the wrong
medkits do
foot.
exactly.
They have rules now. You can so medkits have like bandages, draughts, sterile compresses, medicines, antiseptic, sling, sutures, that kind of stuff. You can actually spend it as special armor against disease and wounds getting worse.
Nice.
I'm gonna use that on Ram. So Farah is going to. You want to go inside? Understood. If they could throw a javelin at an angle to hit us here, like standing back by the temple,
Okay.
I will gladly dive in front of it because they deserve to hit me. But please just let me take care of your wounds and then you can go inside and I'll keep watch just in case any of them,
I don't think Ram responds, but she stops moving and like shrugs off the remnants of her armor and like to respond to the what's her name, the heavy is just like chosen, God, whatever, unimportant. We're here to try and get you out. There doesn't happen to be a secret exit here that you haven't told us about.
If there was one, do you think we would still be here?
I don't know.
I don't hunger for battle quite as much as you, it seems.
Goat, what's going on? What is the plan?
Can we make one?
Did you
plan or an exit?
You have another channel, don't you? Go.
I do.
Channel for some fucking explosives.
I wish we did that in the first place.
You need a fine result, so you need a 6 or better.
I mean, at the very least, we have explosives. Like, there's no like. A fine result lets us try and get out of here without
If
being
you
murdered.
explosive, they don't work.
Yeah, you might have a grenade.
Can't we shoot it if it doesn't go off?
I still think it's worth the risk, honestly.
What about
if you get a 6, we potentially have a way to get out of here that isn't let's go die in that fucking pit.
You can always flash back to a different item.
Yeah.
But I think okay, I'll tell you what. Let's say that you guys go to the temple. I'm keeping an eye on the clock. I know we don't have too much time. So maybe we can do a little bit of RP and I will give you the until next game to come up with a plan and figure out what you want to channels for. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I may be adhering to the rules and giving you very difficult situations, but I'm a fan of you and I don't want you to fail.
Go and I are so close to dying, but at least if we die, we'll die together.
Yeah,
die with really nice bandages on?
Yeah, actually, when you get inside the temple, sure enough, you realize that there's the doctor is there, right? So like, she is an Orite. But she actually has like shaved the sides of her head and she has like tattoos and stuff on her skin that are very Barton, right? So because like she spent like decades in Barda, she picked up a bunch of cultural notes and just has them as part of her like daily garb. She actually has massive necklaces with charms on them. And
Nice.
I don't know if you remember this, but
Yeah, I do.
when somebody does something very important to them or like when they seal an agreement, they will give them a charm which indicates that like essentially this person owes you like a powerful debt, like they're a friend and an ally. And she has like a 3-layered giant necklace of that and like several bangles of them and things.
I really hope this means she's a moral support medic and that's why everyone loves her. That's what I'm hoping for.
Eric will get to decide that. So that's totally possible. But yeah, she definitely has clearly saved a lot of lives and made an impression on people, at least in Barda, possibly other places as well. And as soon as you come in, she will look at all of you and like tut and like at first it looks like she's got some questions, but before anything else happens, she gives out some orders, and it's really funny because it's obvious that most of the people here are actually Aldermani, and she is clearly not from Aldermark. But everybody immediately snaps to. And like, she's like, sheets, clean water, this, that, the other thing. And like immediately it's obvious that she's kind of like organizes the people here, even the pilgrims, into people that can assist her with medical stuff. So she'll insist to see everyone and sort of like treat you, make sure that your wounds are bound up, that kind of thing. Sort of very similar to what Farah just did, but like she's a doctor.
Professionally?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, what you guys notice is that right here, like right under the crook of her neck, she's got the sigil of 2 wings branded into her flesh, which means that she's taking the physician's oath in a temple to Astara. So
At least she'll know who Alana is.
Well, she'll be able to. The name Alana. Yeah, actually, she would know who Alana is. So yeah. I think that she like sees you and says, "Oh, good. I was worried it was." And then she sees that people are wounded, so she goes, "I will tend to your wounds," and calls people over, and you get a moment to talk to her until like as she's training your wounds. So does anybody have questions for this woman or any interest or
how
anything?
long have you been here is I guess the prominent one anyways.
She says a couple of weeks, actually, I came to reclaim some. She says the waters here have healing properties, and I was going to bring some of them because there is the disease ravaging the lowlands, and I wanted to bring as much of it as I could with me. There's also some ancient and very important relics, including like a sacred urn that contains ashes from a previous chosen, things like that.
I suppose they're after.
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna. That ties into my question of being like, now why would Alana have so much of an interest in getting you guys out of here? Okay.
She shrugs her shoulders and says that the chosen even knows of our existence is an honor.
If I had to guess, it's not them she wants. It's the
I
ashes.
know Alana a little bit better than she does. She's like, my God loves everybody. You're
Yeah.
like,
It's the ashes and or
Well,
water.
Well, if you don't know that answer, then do you know why Render's after it?
she takes a deep breath and says, if Alana is a chosen that you know, Render gaining access to ashes of a previous chosen would give him connections to her power. It might be able to twist it or even use it in combat against her to weaken her.
Oh, cool. I don't say that. No,
Me?
but
If I ever want to portray Alana,
like-
I know how to do it. Yay!
I solemnly upnod, comprehending.
Mm.
Solemnly Upnod is the name of my new band. Just yeah.
Except
Okay.
the best part is you can't actually say the name of the band. The way you express it is just like,
So I think the black armored woman, I have her name here. I should probably use it. Akara, watches, and when she realizes that you guys are not dangerous to the person that she's bodyguarding, she goes outside to stand next to Thera, and she just she kind of takes a glance at you and says, I don't know if they appreciate that you saved their lives back there.
What else is new? I'm not in charge.
It also doesn't seem that you're doing it for the glory.
Nah. I had money and wealth and friends and high places and everything at home. It's boring, you know? Sometimes you just gotta shoot things.
Is that why you joined? She kind of like head gestures over her head, them.
I joined for my own reasons. Selfish as they may be.
Should I ask?
You already did. I dodged it. She kind of smiles and looks over.
She nods and says, do you ever regret your choice?
Everyone has regrets. I've learned to live with mine.
Oh, very good. So I think like the two of you kind of stand there in amicable silence for like maybe 15-20 minutes, which I'm going to zoom back and we can handle like preparations inside as time passes. But I think what you see is that huge asshole with a skull in one section of his chest seems to be gesturing, and people are like rotating and stuff, and he brings up some of that heavy cavalry, and he himself like steps up to the rocks, and he takes that like huge Zweihander that he's got and just like and like hits them, and like the rocks hit him, and like he basically stands like hip deep in like partial avalanche, like a goddamn rock in a tide, and just like hits again and like hits again, and like you see the people with the horses running up, and like they're shoving basically like the spare rock and the debris onto like this travois and dragging it away from the area, and you kind of put two and two together and realize that you guys don't even have a day. Like you've got maybe an hour before he breaks through all the rocks to like come up here. Like apparently whatever you did kind of pissed them off. So
Farah's gonna look to her and be like, if you want to warn the others, I don't mind being the person who takes a javelin to the face. It's kind of my job.
I thought that was my job.
Actually, yes.
She said she would take it for you if you wanted to be healed.
She looks at you and kind of smirks, and she's like, I'm a bodyguard. Technically, it's my job too. Rock, paper, scissors.
She goes,
Okay.
Wait.
So yeah, do you just want to roll? Like we'll each roll a d6.
or we could play Rockstar.
All right.
we don't have all night.
She rolled a 6. I don't know what you got.
Please roll a 6. No.
No,
She wanted roll a 3.
I think she smiles and says, "Run along and warn them. I'll stand and watch here. I think we've got some time."
She'll turn and go, and then just kind of walk backwards. Second time you've impressed me. You're pretty strong.
You rock, paper, scissors kill. Rock, paper, scissors skills.
Going back. As soon as she gets inside, she does like that whistle that she thinks isn't that loud, but it like echoes.
Yeah.
And she just stands there awkwardly with her hands on her pistols, like awkwardly like a cowboy, and goes, "We don't have much time. They're coming up the hill. You just so you know." And then just turns around and scuttles out. Goes back.
And I think we'll cut there because we're almost out of time, and we'll pick up with your heroic escape attempt next time. Is that cool?
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Brilliant. This was a great session. Even if it was a little bit slow as we were trying to pick up on the new changes, but man, I want to know what happens next. Let's say some goodbyes. Let's go the opposite order from last time. So that means we're starting with Ginga.
I am X with Ginger Ninja. I run mostly a gaming channel. Tomorrow night we're having a charity stream over on my stream at 8 o'clock with Unmade Gaming for Extra Life. If we hit our goal, there's going to be some shenanigans. I'm also playing Insidia Mist on Wednesdays over on Unmade Gaming's channel. It's run across 3 channels. It's a lot of fun. I love this game more and more every time I play it because of how we're like, here's another thing we could do, and then it doesn't work out, and then another thing, and then another thing, and then eventually something works, and we haven't lost any specialists yet. So I like it.
Yes. We technically did. One's our commander now.
Technically.
Yeah. We lost one. We lost one.
We just haven't gained any.
Sorry, we've lost so many rookies that I forgot about the specialists. Goat's over here with like a...
He didn't die, so it's fine.
Specialists get a little squeak because they have 1 trauma, but at this point you guys have both your specialists on this mission have a trauma already, so...
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Great. Yeah, that charity stream sounds like it's going to be a blast. All right, well, let's keep going the weird zigzag M thing that we did in reverse. So, Alice, how about you?
Oh, hi. Hello. I'm Alice, also known as Taffcat around the internet. I'm real busy with work and life and stuff. But I'm, making some custom, I'm swapping some broken and chosen for this game. 1's already done. 2 are pretty close. So that's exciting. I'll hopefully get done sometime soon. I'm also making a game called Kiss Before the World Ends, which is also coming along nicely. First playtest should probably be done, I'm going to say next month sometime.
You're going to have it in time for Go Play Northwest?
That's the plan. I'm going to do the plan is to have a playtest with Andrew and Andy and some other people, I think, at Go Play. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, it's that's a thing. It's a game about, forming and maintaining relationships while the world's ending and stuff. So it's the thing. Other than that, that's about all I'm got going right now. If you want to follow me, I'm Taffcat on Twitter. So
awesome. Strash, how have you been doing?
Hey, I'm Strash. I wrote this game. I also wrote Scum and Villainy, which is hopefully going to have some print stuff soon. If we're very, very lucky, before we play this next time, Bane of Blades should be out for people to purchase on drive-thru, or if you're a backer of Blades in the Dark, you should be able to get it. I love this crew. I'm very excited for this game, and I am hoping to get some time to watch Ginga's stream tomorrow. So that's me.
Awesome.
Go play Northwest. It's awesome. All right, I'm done. That's my plan.
No, don't go play. There's too many people going this year.
Is anyone going to Gen Con, by the way?
That they know.
I am.
Just Eric.
Shenanigans Part 2.
Think about Eric.
Part 2.
Hey, Eric, what's up?
Hey.
What you doing?
Hey.
I heard it's a lot of stuff.
We need to talk off thing about Go Play, and we need to talk about Gen Con, and also PAX Unplugged. Yeah. Anyways, I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris and everything. I'm also gonna have a game for Go Play, which would be cool. It's a little map building game for worlds and societies. For you ever get you ever have a hard time coming up with like layers of dungeons and histories and paths for a world? Why don't you play a game for that and then run D&D or whatever your favorite dungeon crawler in it? So that's I've created a game called Ozymandias that kind of does that. Early playtests right now are really promising, and so I just need to just polish it off, get it ready for go play. So I'm excited about that. But if you're not excited about that, be excited for all the other things that I do. Like tomorrow, I'm playing Firefly,
Yeah.
using the Cortex Plus stuff for it. Over at Grimjack 21505's channel. They have taken all the stops out for production of this game. It's incredible what he's managed to put together, including having his brother, who is like a professional musician, re-record the starting the song and set up a video. It's going to be insanely awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, and if that's not your speed, maybe Torchbearer is, because I'm still doing the Keep on the Borderlands, which is like one of my favorite games I'm doing right now, which with a really fun crew. It looks kind of like Darkest Dungeon as well. So if you're like this and you like Darkest Dungeon art, you probably would like that game. And that's me. Kelsa, thank you. Kelsa, playing with the cat. Oh, the dog.
It's a dog. I had to go get the dog. It was very important.
Yeah, doggo.
Earlier, Eric was showing off his adorable dog, but we were offline, so y'all missed it. So I had to bring my dog.
Yow.
My dog is old and lazy and asleep somewhere.
Kelso, what about you?
I'm just so excited to have a dog. I really am. I also play other role-playing games on the internet. Obviously, this is my channel. Uh-oh.
No, continue. Sorry, I just remembered something. Please,
On
I'm sorry.
Tuesdays, there is Harvest Valley, which is a Burning Wheel game here. Lots of crazy shenanigans going on in that game. On Saturdays, I'm over on AP Gaming Reels channel, where we are playing Stars Outnumber, using the Sons of Gold expansion material. We are playing merchant traders that are actually trading stuff, except instead we are sparking multi-system wars and maybe having to fight an AI, which probably is bad news.
I just want to sell some space cabbages.
That's all. I mean, that's all that Juan Diego wanted. He just wanted to make a lot of money and get very rich and eat every type of food
And not do lots of work.
Exactly. And now he's getting in fights, and he has to save his captain from his own stupid self and all of that great stuff. And so that's going great. And then on Mondays we're playing Kenkol, which is based on the Kentai Collection anime, where we're all anime girls that are the reincarnated spirits of World War II battleships. And it's our destiny to fight against abyssals that are coming up from the bottom of the ocean and ruining all shipping forever. It's very silly. And I wear cat ears. So that's a bonus. That's pretty much it. That's what I got going on. Thank you all for coming out. And don't forget to do the liking and the subscribing and the thingies and the doodles. As soon as this game officially becomes available on DriveThruRPG, there will be a link in the doobly-doo with that. I keep saying that, and one day when someone is watching with a VOD, that will actually be true, and hopefully that will be next week. So...
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Sorry, 2 weeks. Yes. Next session, which is
Yes.
2 weeks. Got it. Yes. Anyway, the point is, have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Night.